All right, troops.
Jimmy, man, good to see you. How you been?
Hey Andrew, I'm not bad. I am good. Good. Looking forward to the release of the Giggles and Guffaws pilot next week, man.
Yep, definitely. For anybody that's tuning in, our comedy TV show pilot, Giggles and Guffaws, will be dropping on YouTube. Monday, the 6th of February, 7 o'clock. Get it marked in your diaries. Get on that channel, watch it, like, subscribe. The more that we get, the more I can present it to people and go, "He's a TV show." Yeah, dicks. So what about yourself, Jimmy? You've been pretty busy on the comedy scene since we last spoke. What you been up to?
uh, Stressing myself out mainly.
Because you've got so many like your own gigs going on as well. Like, you mean you've got obviously your set ones, like your Lincoln Laughs, and then how many? Like, you've got like minimum like five, what, six for the International Comedy Festival as well.
I've got 10,
10.
but there's 10 and there's 5 separate shows. Yeah,
Wow.
and then I'm
Right. So
questioning whether I'm taking that amount on right now as we.
yeah. Right. So geez, the plugs. Well, we'll get the plugs in. Right. So what ones are you doing and when? Have you got the dates there?
Yeah, man. I've got no, man. Off the top of my head, hopefully the link game will be more set than my fucking preparation game. But first up will be the launch night of the festival on the 15th of March in the Griffin with Gigging It Up and Mark Robertson.
Nice.
Will be Backbone Comedy Presents, which is basically a kind of compilation show where a bunch of people that were doing comedy when I first came about, and there's a bunch of sort of newer comedians, my sort of favourite acts, or who all my favourite acts that night because I've got them on the bill for that night.
Yeah.
And then I've got Pure No Right with Michael Porter, Rab Mulheron, and Richie McMahon.
Oh yeah, some great comedians there, my friend. Great comedians.
All four middle-aged fucking straight white males that are pure no right.
Fair, that's just basically me, isn't it? I'm making a living out of being that.
That's on the 17th and 18th of March again in the Griffin with Gigging It Up and Mark Robertson. The 19th of March is another mixed bill with Kate Hammer, I think, is doing the 19th of March.
Yeah.
And Lauren Stephen and Susan Sims, a friend of the show, I think, or at least a friend of yours.
Yes, no Susan. I'm trying to get her on the show. She's not bit yet. But then she's busy being, all famous and shit. So yeah.
I'm actually doing a lunch party for her dick thing on the 25th of February. But
nice one, man.
Lauren Stephen, Susan Sims, and either Kate Hammer or Jojo Chiraski, my friend from Manchester.
Yeah.
Well, don't want a telephone voice for a soul. Short telephone voice. It's just, I don't know, man. Because last year I done 3 or 4 twats, and it was like three guys and a girl. So I've kind of flipped it for this.
Yeah. Well, you've had I've had a couple of the ones on from it. So I had Brian Kavanagh, I've had Adele Burkmeyer as well. Obviously yourself. Gave it either positive reviews after the fact because I think Brian recorded before the Fringe, and Adele positive reviews after the fact because she was on afterwards. So how many nights did you do at Edinburgh?
I was on every day. I was there every day.
Whoa.
I think I'd done 15 of my own shows, in countless spots, and I was flying and obviously taking photographs and just fucking basically immersing myself in Fringe time.
Yeah. Yeah, because your photography game's starting to come into a bit more of the prominence as well. I did see that you were getting some merch done. Are we allowed to talk about the merch? Or?
Yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt right now, man. Colin
Hey,
McGregor.
there we go, Jim Jock.
But business card and a t-shirt made, which was incredibly nice of him, and it was a vote of confidence in his. I guess he believes in my abilities, although he's always getting on at me. There's things that I could be doing to become a proper photographer, and I'm like, man, I'd do this and I'd do that and I'd do the next thing. I'm not ever going to be like a proper professional comedian, a proper professional photographer, and a proper like, I don't want to say I don't want to be a professional promoter because obviously you need to be professional when you're promoting.
Yeah,
But I like all those things to work together, and they
yeah,
seem to work together for me. Although, I, I,
yeah,
I just want to do the things and
yeah. Yeah, well, Colin McGregor's like a good person, obviously, to have in your corner. Like when he believes in you, he does back you. Like, he's obviously he's back the stuff that I've been doing, he's backing the stuff that you're doing, and rightly so, because your photography is absolutely brilliant. Half the time I nick all the photos, like, and just go, right, yeah. And the amount of times I've had to put credit Jimi Longmuir for every photo, like if I get of any gigs that I've had, and I'm like, I need to get him out to more gigs just to do photos.
that's the thing. I don't actually like taking photos at gigs if
Mm,
I'm not performing because it's just part and parcel for me, the whole thing, you know.
mm,
Also, as well, a bit of trouble at a venue last year where um, I was accused of just turning up to take photos when I was actually, in fact, being paid to take those photos and film.
wow.
And then a big social media furore developed from it,
Mm,
but it said that I was apparently creeping or something. I don't know. I don't
mm,
know. But I
yeah,
like just taking photos and I like doing a comedy. So
yeah,
I don't fuck.
yeah. And you did both very well for obviously the TV pilot that's coming up, like the Giggles and Guffaws. So, what one thing where a lot of people will probably want to know, why the feck did you decide to team up with me on that one?
It was a no-brainer. I mean, me and you had worked together at the venue, and we'd done trigger warnings together. I enjoyed my appearance in the show before. I like you, believe it or not. Like, it was a lot of fun. It was a great wee gig, a great wee day.
Yeah, I think that's the way we just like. I like you, believe it or not. I think that's like how everybody reacted when Ronaldo said he liked Piers Morgan in that interview.
Well, I
What?
mean,
It's
look,
like half the internet just went, "You like a ginger, really?" Yeah.
no,
Well, obviously, I
it was
wanted you on board because like, I knew your stuff. I knew I had faith in what you were doing. What the acts that I was booking had worked with both of us before. What, and I knew between us would be able to pull off a gig. And also, we had John McEachran and videography.
yeah,
What Scott Galloway's done obviously the theme and the music for it as well, which is brilliant. Like, and I had the biggest smile on my face when I was doing the editing for that. Even though it was an absolute ball ache to do it, I was loving it because I was just getting to watch all the acts back and all the bits also I'm missing because I'm shiting myself in the back. Trying to obviously help get things sorted and all that stuff. And getting to hear all the jokes up front. And I'm like, oh man, there's a reason why I hired these guys. Yeah.
speaking of which, speaking of the editing and the product, I suppose it's time to tell the listeners or viewers when they can tune into the actual show.
Yes, obviously, we did the initial plug at the start. We have to just keep dropping it though. We got to drop it like frequently. So Monday the 6th of February, 7 o'clock, YouTube channel Giggles and Guffaws. Check it out. And if by some reason you miss the premiere, fret not, because for the next 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks afterwards, we're dropping every act individually, their own segments. So we can get more promotion, more eyeballs on the channel, and more promotion for the artists and yourself as well, Jimmy.
Well, I'll be in every single one of those, introducing each said act.
You will be introducing every single one. You might not see you in them, but we'll definitely hear your voice because we'll have the intro coming in.
I'm getting off comms number right now, man. Like,
Yeah, we'll get lots of get the complaints in and be like, right. It's more when I come on and it's just like, and I'm like, my set did not deserve that ovation.
no, you done great. It was a great day, man. It was everybody done well. Kavita done
Yeah,
well. Brian done well. Chris
yeah,
done well. D,
mm,
obviously, and was that is that all the acts
yeah,
yourself?
yeah. That was all the acts. Like, they all done brilliantly. Like, again, when I was doing the edit and getting to watch it all back, it was fantastic. Just getting to see it and be like, we did it. We pulled it off. And
And I
they're like,
remember on the day, like you'll be able to see the 15-second family friendly version.
I remember that bit at the end, and I was like, I forgot about that bit.
Did we not say something about family friendly at the start of all this?
It was basically like that's what you said like, at the end after Deed came on. What? Because we were all trying to keep a little bit with not as much swearing, but it was slowly drip feeding in, myself included. Like, and then when D came on, it was like letting off a machine gun of f bombs. Absolutely brilliant though, like, bloody hilarious. The entire what you can hear about the entire crowd are pissing themselves laughing. But I was just like, okay, that's my content warnings. Gone, 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 gone.
Yeah. So actually, we were actually in the middle of. I've still got more Glasgow Comedy Festival shows to talk about as well.
Yeah, I was giving you a breather so you could think of them all because you're in so many of them.
Yeah, but and then there's trigger warnings on the 21st and 22nd of March at McCool's again, and again
Mhm.
European.
I am
Um,
indeed, yes. Wasn't in the poster, mind, I gotta say.
that's the poster was a proof poster of previous trigger warnings events with previous
Yeah,
acts. A lot of guys aren't in it, but I
yeah.
can
I'm
tell
only winding you up, man. Don't worry.
Michael is appearing. Both shows will be opened by Bob Walsh.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I'm in trying to make sure they're both ends are agreeing, but it's going to be a bit difficult for technicalities and technical stuff. But
Mm.
basically, I'm hoping to have the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre appearing both nights as well.
Oh, nice. I did a Zoom gig with them when I was first starting out. What, they were brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And closing both nights will be Liam Dolan.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, absolutely brilliant, man. Well, it's a great lineup that you've got there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, like yourself will be MCing, I take it.
Yeah, I'll just yeah, and I think for the amount of acts I've got this year, I think it'll just be like, hello, here's an act. Good,
Uh,
good.
hello, bye.
Aye, enough for me. I might try and interact with the socks a bit because I'm really looking forward to that. But
Aye.
I had a crazy idea where I would have liked them like in a screen at the back of the venue, heckling like fucking Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets. think, I think that's a wee bit out with our reach.
Yeah. What
And
what you would definitely need to get is like remember the tune the fat ones, tune the fat sock puppets. Vashel alone. Eh? Oh, choking up.
everybody assumes that I mean those puppets when I talk about Scottish
Yeah,
falsetto. Like, but I don't. I mean the
yeah,
socks. The socks.
yeah. Just to clarify, these are completely different sock puppets.
Not
What?
to be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the shows that I'm most worried about, Theatre for Twats,
Mm.
Big Scott and Brian Kavanagh again. Adele isn't doing
Eh,
it for Glasgow Comedy Festival. Hopefully she's going back another time.
no.
But got Kirsty Lynch and
Oh, you're right.
Neil Leaper, otherwise known as Grim Leaper.
Neil Leaper.
Neil
Oh,
Leaper.
I've worked with him. What
Yeah,
doing acting all those years ago. What, when I did one of my very first kind of professional shows. Like he was absolutely brilliant. He's such a great guy. He's so lovely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's now 7 of the 3 out of 4 twats in total, and 5 of the 3 out of 4 twats are appearing for the Glasgow Comedy Festival.
Brilliant.
So it's not brilliant because we've got to fill a 180 seater venue 2 nights running, and it feels beyond me at this point.
Uh, I
But
have a feeling that he'll be able to do it, especially like when Neil at the as part of it. Like he's one thing he was very good at is punting tickets. He's got a lot of supporters, like myself included. Because I've kept track of him, like when he was doing his stage shows, like when he had his guest spot and Still Game, when he was in Ned's. What it was quite
Neds
fun.
as well. Was
Yeah,
in Neds?
I was
Oh,
in
right, and
Ned's as well. Yeah,
the Angel. Yeah, but I didn't in a still game, but I didn't know about
yeah. I
Neds.
think yeah, I think he
I'll
was
need to
in Ned.
check the promotional materials.
Yeah, I think he was in Neds as well. Double check what, but as far as I
I
know,
think
he was.
Angel Share. I think it was Angel Share you're
It was
thinking about.
definitely Angel Share. Well, I knew that one. But I remember when I was still working with the scum, aka the financial sector. Like me and my
Uh-huh.
mate were out for lunch, and I seen him, and I seen Neil. He was out with his girlfriend at the time, and I was like, I used to act with him. I don't think he'll remember me though. I was just the wee daft ginger guy. And he came over and he was like, Dave, man, how you doing? Great to see you. Like big hugs and everything. What absolutely made my day. Went back with a good smile on my face, which I needed going back to purgatory. So and I
He's
was
a
like,
lovely. I actually came to watch Lincoln Laughs a few weeks ago, and then he said he was going to get back into stand up, and I was like, well, next show you're on then. And he was like,
definitely,
no.
man. Good on him. Tell him that the crazy ginger guy as well. Just watch the sparks fly. Oh man, that's a nice wee bit of yeah. Well, I was because when I seen Grim Reaper, and I'm like, I can't be the same guy, and now I know what it is. Dancer, man, that's brilliant.
That's who we build is Grim Leaper.
Yeah,
Aye, but
uh,
obviously, but like, it's for posters and stuff. He's Grim Leaper. He done
right,
really well at Lincoln the other night, actually, man.
yeah,
A pleasure to host him. Man.
yeah. He is. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a lovely guy. What and what really, really funny as well. Really talented. So how long have you been doing Lincoln Laughs for? Exactly.
It's been like 7 months.
Wow. That's absolutely brilliant. But and see if you had
Yeah.
to try and work it out on the top of your head, how many acts do you think you've had through those doors?
I don't know, probably about 40 or 50 at this point.
Wow.
But actually recently, I got just before Christmas, I got offered the opportunity of making it a monthly budgeted gig
Wow.
at the- or fortnightly unbudgeted.
Yeah.
And I went for fortnightly unbudgeted because it's a regular fortnightly gig.
Yeah.
It's something to build, and they've been so lovely. Denise and John at the Lincoln have been so lovely the entire time that I've been working with them, man.
Yeah.
They've just let me do what I need to in the room as long as I don't destroy anything or bring their
Yeah.
name into disrepute.
Yeah.
They just
Well,
we've tried out a lot of things at the Lincoln. A couple have worked, a couple of them haven't. We've kept the stuff that worked. We've discarded the things that haven't. And these days, it's a fortnightly, unbudgeted, ticketed gig, which means for all intents and purposes, on the night of that gig, that room is a comedy club,
nice.
and the crowds have been lovely. Not massive, but between 20 and 30 every time. The acts always love it. The acts always do well, and the closer always absolutely smashes it.
Brilliant.
So, yeah.
Brilliant, man. But it's one thing that everybody says that I'm slowly becoming like the Vince McMahon of the podcasting game, where I'm just like getting podcasts and being like, draw me money. It's essentially that's the way that you're going with the comedy gigs and stuff as well. Like you're becoming like the Vince McMahon of the independent comedy circuit, like gig here, gig there, draw me money, draw me
Still not,
photos, gigs.
I'm still not interested in money that much. I mean, like,
Uh,
I like enough to keep things rolling,
mm,
but I'm really, really not interested in money just now. I'm interested in the show and learning about what works and what doesn't.
mm,
Um, and like I say, I like finding a way to make the performance, photography, and promotion work together for me because that's what makes me happy.
yeah, definitely. Because what you're good at what you do. What obviously.
like, but I like basically my own wee thing, and but sometimes I let yourself, the dynamics of creative scenes and things like that get a bit stressful and anxiety inducing.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I let things,
definitely.
I let other people's opinions and behaviour and things like that get to me too much. When
Mm,
it's really just the cost of doing business a lot of the time.
yeah.
Um, but keeping things rolling just means so much to me.
Mm, yeah, and it's one thing that like I liked about you as well is that you're like me in the sense that you don't mess about with getting stuff done.
Yeah.
What if you're like, right, I'm gonna get this gig done, I'm gonna get acts in, it's gonna be X date every 2 weeks or whatever, like whatever it is, like your schedule, you get it done. And there's so many people that are just like, we've got these great ideas and nothing happens. I can be guilty of it sometimes myself. Fair dues, but overall, I like to think that I get shit done. And that's what I want to have people around me who get shit done. Hence why I brought you on board in the first place.
Yeah. But I like being part of that mental ginger team.
Yeah, yeah. There certainly is a lot of like ginger empathizers, as I'm calling them now. Because we're getting, like I say, at the time of this recording, there has been, there's been the Red Dwarf podcast. There's been the wrestling podcast is going to be getting announced this week. Also, we've got the superhero one, Matt Thompson Tank Engine one. Convincing my brother to do a podcast was, I think, is my own personal accomplishment because he's not like me, in the sense of like performance stuff. He can be a bit more shy and introverted, so he wasn't sure if he could do it. And I'm like, mate, you're an encyclopedia of Transformers knowledge. Everybody is going to want to tune in, and he's
I know,
doing and he's doing pretty well. I've
Are
got
we
to
allowed,
say,
are we allowed to talk about another podcast?
if you're wanting to reveal the exclusive, well, of course you can, my friend.
Okay, I
I'll
think I
let
might even. Can you do a drum roll, Andrew?
Well, I will check the sound effects board, and we'll see if we can get a drum effects. If not, I'll do like a wee kind of boxing bell, kind of ding ding.
And coming soon, we have. Can you see
Us.
that? No,
I can see the three of us. I can see me, you, and Scott.
that's, that's something I sent you. No,
Yeah,
there we,
find the wah wah wah.
there we
There,
go.
there we are. Backbone bites. That's one that's going to be coming on to the Ginger Media slate. So, for anybody that is tuning in, right, present your pitch. Tell them what it's about, what your idea is.
It's just a podcast from yourself, produced by yourself, featuring acts that I've worked with. That have done Backbone. Fortunately, Backbone was one of the very first things I ever done when I started doing comedy. We held sort of writing groups in Blackfriars, and a lot of acts came through
Yeah,
there. And we've done a couple of nights, which is what I was talking about earlier on. A couple of those guys are coming back. We've got Jay Lynch, Brian Mooney, and Scott Forsyth, who used to come to the writing group and do the
yeah,
nights back in 2019. They're
yeah.
performing at the Griffin on the 15th of March.
Brilliant.
So all guys like that coming on the podcast to talk about things that
Uh,
they want to talk about.
I
And
think that's a very good idea. What?
going off. Um, but also as well, I've done Backbone stuff through lockdown as well. I done like a Backbone comedy experiment. It was like a writing group that went to a wee Zoom gig. So I'll have some of those guys on. And basically anybody that ever does a gig, with me is doing a gig for Backbone now. So I've all those guys to choose from as well. So I don't think I'll ever be short of guests.
It's always a good plan. What to make sure we have that, and it's to me what when the idea you kind of brought up, it sounded kind of a bit like I think they call it infotainment these days, where you're talking about something that maybe could be relevant or just like randomly talking about anything. I just think it's guys around a table or girls or whoever. Like we're not gender exclusive, obviously, but whoever wants to sit around, have a laugh, talk about things, all cool. But I think that type of thing's missing from Scottish media these days. I mean, there's podcasts up the yin yang where they just talk absolute bollocks, but you'd want to have it a bit more kind of whether it something. My head is picturing you're in a booth and you're like, right, well, what are we talking about today, guys, and that kind of stuff. What that's just in my own crazy brain, but what it's something that I'm really looking forward to it. And when I did say to you, I want you to do a podcast as part of Ginger Media, and you're like, "Hey," it's like, "Cool." Well, I'm like, "That's another person on the slate. We can do this."
Well, I
But
mean, I've always said, man, like I watch you with the that Mental Ginger show, and it makes me think of what I wanted to do when I done lockdown. How we laughed. The podcast that I now get my entire audiences to sing the fucking theme tune of.
Yep. Which will be in Giggles and Guffaws when you tune in on Monday the 6th of February at 7 p.m. on the YouTube channel Giggles and Guffaws.
I think
Third
I think
plug of
if
the
I
day.
a new podcast, what I might do is I won't get the guest to sing it, although I like the effect just doing something so stupid has on people, whether it's an audience, whether it's a person on Zoom. But I
Yeah.
think I might just record one of the many recordings of full audiences singing Mana Mana,
Yep.
and then just use that as my theme tune.
See, I think it was brilliant though, especially see when I watched it back, and getting the audience reaction back. At first, they're a bit like, right, what are we doing here? And then they start to kind of warm up as they're going through it, like, okay, we're in this now, right? We'll do it. What? And then that was it. And I'm like, that was genius, man. That was absolutely brilliant.
I've been racking my brain for at least like a year trying to think of like more songs that you can do that with, and there isn't that many.
Yeah,
I mean, I could like maybe try like Funky Town or something. Or I don't, but
yeah.
I think Phenomena is just it's almost like my calling card now, and
uh,
I don't know. It's all it's like it's revealing about how dumb I can be, and it's just really like, and it makes people sort of disarmed. I don't know what it is, man. But I get flagged behind my back for it and stuff. But you know what? See the people that slag me for it, they can get the fuck, man. Like, I like saying Phenomena. End of story.
It's good, don't like. Hey, I don't mind it. I do it as well. Like randomly, I'll just be like sitting in one point. I'll just go,
I have to leave the room.
yeah. What?
You're giggling, no, I don't care. Like, you need time.
In fairness, well, I do that in the house. I go, nah, and Alison goes, I want a divorce. But I'm only kidding. What? As I say in my comedy, she loves me so much she stays away from everything that I do. But
Yeah.
I know when I told Alice I used that joke, she was like, "They're gonna think I'm one of these awful wives," and I'm like, "If the boot fits." Yeah, she is absolutely brilliant. Like, obviously, I had the chance of meeting your good lady as well when we did a couple of gigs
Yeah,
as well,
Lorraine.
Lorraine. What I like that she is like so supportive of what your comedy like, and how she like if she can be there, she is there, and she's always like like when we think the first time I met her was at the trigger warnings when I was first going back on, and I was actually shiting myself. But I kind of knew of her, and like when you were on the stage, just a smile that she had when you were on the stage, I was like, oh, that's the way I wish my wife looked at me.
Lorraine's just the best person that I know, man. I say it all the time. She just is. She's my best pal.
Yeah.
And Homer Simpson, what about Marge? She's my best pal. It lets me feel her boobs. Like, and I mean, she's seen so much of comedy now, man, and it's just good to have that second opinion.
Yeah.
Because generally, if I'm on the fence about something, I will ask Lorraine's opinion, and she'll give me it straight, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I like her to be there, for my gigs. I
Yeah.
know she can't do all of them. In fact, there was actually a time, Christmas, just
Yeah.
before Christmas, the one before Christmas or just before Christmas. Anyway, right. But she couldn't come because she went to pantomime at the Pavilion.
All right.
And Liam Dolan was fucking appearing, right? Yeah. So I made a meal of that when I got Liam Dolan headlining a couple of weeks ago. I was like, well, then you remember when Lorraine wasn't here a few weeks ago. Well, it turns out he went to Pavilion to see Liam Dolan. So what I've had to do is bring Liam Dolan to headline this gig just so my own girlfriend will show up.
Uh, that is something that you need to use for like other gigs, even when he's not there. Just say that you had to go out your way to get him the headline it because she wasn't coming to your gigs.
No, I already knew Liam Dolan was going to come on. But I think I said something about it
Aye,
on that. But afterwards, like rather than say, well, I did get around to applause for Liam after this, but I said,
yeah.
like, say Liam Dolan, everyone. I went, are you fucking happy, Lorraine? Aye.
Oh, brilliant, man. Brilliant. Oh, I knew if I tried something like that with my wife, she would slaughter me. But yeah, it just shows like what that she can take the jokes as well as being like, a part of it. But no,
Aye, man.
man, it's absolutely brilliant. Like I say, it's great gigging with you. It's great just talking with you and having a laugh. So one of the questions that I'll kind of ask you before we start to round off, a lot of the podcasts that are coming to the Ginger Media slate.
Yep.
Because obviously, like yourself, Kev, what I've got kind of like obviously a core team that trust. So you gonna come in any of the other podcasts as a guest?
Uh, I could come in the Transformers one. The wrestling one, I don't really know much about wrestling. I've
Mm.
never seen a single episode of Red Dwarf, but I could come in the podcast and just be the voice of dissent, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, you're always welcome back on Gentle Dorks. What now been rebranded with Super Ginger now Gentle Dorks, so you're always welcome back on there. Let everybody likes your
I want,
participation in that one.
I want to
Yeah.
retain my crown. I need to defend my crown.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, we are going to be doing super fights again. But I'm in the process of trying to make it into like a proper live event.
Right, cool.
And actually have people competing for a trophy and an Amazon voucher. Well, that'll depend on obviously when we do the fundraising event, like how much we get for it and that kind of stuff. So if you're wanting to be a part of that, you're more than welcome. Because all previous contestants will be invited. There'll be an online one and there'll be obviously a live in person one. So again, it's just me and Kev working out the details for it.
Excellent, man. And what about Giggles and Guffaws? What's the future for Giggles and Guffaws? Will
That'll
we
really
get
depend. Again, that'll depend on how the pilot goes. Like, because I'll want to get the pilot out and get all the the individual acts out as well. We'll judge by how the views are, what happens with the sub count. Well, I've got the pitch deck ready. Well, just getting the contacts for getting it out to the people. If somewhere takes it, fair dues. If they don't take it, I'm doing it myself.
brilliant, man? Oh,
Because I've still got all the names, like obviously that we went through for the other gigs as well. Like, it would just be touching base, see if they still want to do it. What, and at least if they say, "Oh, kind of what's it about," I can go watch this, and that's
yep.
what we do.
Excellent, man.
So it makes it a bit more. It'll make it easier to tell people what the idea is about, because I've spoke to people about it like since, well, obviously drumming up interest as you do. Well, and everybody has all said that sounds really interesting. It's not something that's getting done these days, and I'm like, well, aye, that's why I'm doing it. It's like that's the plan. Know the whole thing, and those who can't teach. I'm kind of that guy with stand-up comedy. It's like, essentially, I go, like, I can do it a little, but there's other people that are better than me, and they should be out there. On you go. And then I finally kicked off the thing off my bucket list. I finally performed at the stand.
Yeah, I
What
seen that. How
yeah,
did you find it?
it was all right actually. I think I done not bad. I did use like one of the lines. I was like, I'm kind of like the Godfather 3 of comedy. Once is enough. I've not heard anything back. I know people say that you get feedback from them, but I've not heard anything. I'm taking that as a no news is good news situation.
No, you asked for it. You messaged them back and you say thank you for the. Who was the headliner that night?
It was, I think was it Liam Farley?
You messaged them back and saying thank you so much for the opportunity to share the stage with the likes of the wonderful Liam Farley. Is there any chance of some feedback from my performance, please, and news of future dates?
I will consider that
I'll send
definitely.
you. I'll send you a template.
The one that you said, I'm like, yep, send.
I've done Red Rock a few times last year, man, and it's
Yeah,
it
just
varies. Yes, I guess. But I
yeah,
always send the same email. Thank you so much for the opportunity. May I have some feedback and some more gigs, please?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just take it as like it was something on the bucket list. I did it. I wasn't totally on.
The
Hmm?
bucket list isn't complete until you've done really well at the gig and had terrible feedback back. You've not had the full experience until you've had that gut punch of that fucking random horrible feedback.
Yeah. Well, the fact that I got played off, we'll say, for it. Because the best part was like I got played off, but it was just because I went over time, and I was like, cool, off we went. But then,
That's part of the experience.
aye, but then like Liam came out and it was like, just so you know, he wasn't shite. It was just that he ran over time and it killed it stone dead. And I was like, oh fuck.
Liam's
I was
great.
like,
Liam's just now, man.
no,
When the
he's absolutely fantastic. And I was like, I was just having a banter with him because obviously he's just had a Wayne. So I was giving him all the shite parent advice that you get to do.
And he's also appearing at my friend Richard McMahon's gig, who's doing the
Hey,
on the 26th of September at the Bungalow in Paisley. So there's a wee shout out for
yep, another wee shout out. And again, we will round off with the fourth plug of Giggles and Guffaws, which is
that.
going to be on Monday, the 6th of February. Search Giggles and Guffaws on YouTube. There is a Facebook page event. Get yourselves interested or go into that. The link will be there as well. And then we'll be doing follow ups with the sets from every performer, including the MC, Jimi Longmuir, for the weeks afterwards. Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on again, man. Just even getting a catch up is the main thing. Because, miss you, man.
You too, mate, man. You too.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on, buddy. Until next time, my faithful followers, take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.